Hello everybody, how you doing? Hope you're doing good. Cheers. Coffee time. Right, welcome back to ATS. Let's catch up, shall we? What happened yesterday? How did we end off in the ATS? Well, we ended off with 18,794 euros, 39 garages and 193 trucks. So we've got 11 more trucks, got 2 more garages. And as I said yesterday, I don't think that'll be enough for ATS to claim the win for this week. Mind you, got to find that out. That's not a guarantee, well, fact, until the end of the stream. So let's see what's going on here. So it's Flagstaff we need to fill up. We're there at the moment. So let's find a job. What is the time? It's in the morning. Dollar General. That is our latest company. Let's do it. Why not? I was going to say we don't get a vote, but you won't get a vote for the next 2 seconds. I only got 5 minutes. I don't think we'll get there. All right, we'll scrap that. We'll try and remember to get a Dollar General at another time. G'day, Causey. How you, buddy? How you doing on this fine Saturday evening for you? All right, let's do some voting then. We pretty much every single one here. So we've got a lot of options. We'll go through them. Just remember, when you see one you like, remember it, and then if another one comes along you like more, remember that. Because otherwise trying to go, oh, which one out of all these, they ain't gonna work for you. Just pick one that you like, and then if something else comes along, then you do that. That way you've always only got one on your mind until we've gone through all the options. Let's go through those options now. Number 1, into Bakersfield for $28,000. Number 2 is $19,000 into Cedar City. Number 3, Grand Canyon, just up the road for $4,000. Number 4 is into Mexico. That's $28,000. Number 5 will be a short trip into the Grand Canyon. Number 6, shortest trip. Mind you, that's a heck of a drive to get there. Okay, in an hour and 12 minutes. That might be more in an hour and 12 minutes drive. But anyway, we'll add in. Hang on, I just lost count. Oh, that was 5 up there, 6. That's number 6. Number 7, a nice long drive up into top of Washington. Number 8, into New Mexico. Number 9, also into New Mexico. Number 10 is into Oklahoma. Yeah, I'm good, mate. I'm good. Mike, how are you? More crash cam. What? I've lost count of the numbers now. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is number 10. Okay, number 10 into Oklahoma. Number 11 into Los Angeles. Number 12 is into New Mexico, somewhere we haven't been before, Santa Fe. Number 13, also New Mexico. Number 14, New Mexico, into Old Mexico. That's number 13. Or was it 14? It's 14. Okay, 15. I'll go through them again. All the way into Alabama. 16, short trip. And 17 into Vancouver. Right, I'll go through them again. You broke us again. You're good at that. I'll fit exposed to the time we get there. Yeah, we'll find. We'll figure it out. So number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6. Number 7, number 8, number 9, number 10, number 11, number 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. You got 30 seconds to vote. Just put the number to goes with the delivery into chat. 30 seconds starting now. We've got one for number 3. How did you break the stream? Okay, we've got 10 seconds left. Any other votes? Three it is. Oh, look, it's raining. Sun shower. Oh, we might have made it to Dollar General, actually. It's just there. But it wasn't worth taking the risk since I had no idea where it was.
Go straight.
I thought this had automatic wipers.
Get ready to turn left.
Oh, did they? Yeah, I've seen that happen in a lot of streams.
Turn left.
I broke it by having it say a lot of flags by the looks of it.
Turn right. You have arrived at your
I almost drove past it because I was reading that. See, that's where he's gone wrong, you see? He doesn't have the band hammer come out, well, not the band hammer, but the policing hammer. The old slap on the wrist bot. Oh, it's there. I was just looking at that one. Of course, it's the one with the icon over it. How many times you played this game? Apparently none by the looks of it. Would be understandable believing that. Oh, was that one, was it? It looks like a flag, but I've got the line through it because it... Bot went no. The computer says no. That's a reference for the English viewers that I never have because they're all asleep. Right, we're off on a short trip. Don't usually have many of those. There's something in my eye, apart from my finger. Obviously you can see my fingers in there at the moment, but that's not what I meant. Ah, for crying out loud.
Turn right.
Oh, okay, this is... If I think I know what it is, my eye's about to burn. Right, let's hope I got that. Apparently not. Right, let's go. So yeah, if I suddenly stop and get up, it's because my eye's burning and I need to put some water in it. The old trick of a soft drink bottle top, fill it up with water and put it over your eye, and blink furiously if you can't make your eye water. What? I mean, A, it's in the middle of the day, and B, why is my headlights off? Okay, so, just to let you know, it was an update to Coast to Coast. There was also an update for Canada Dream. Actually, there's been about 2 updates from the one I originally had. I didn't realise that. I normally go to the US SCS forum, the map section, to get my updates. Now, Coast to Coast he always posts, but it seemed the same with Canamania now, isn't it? Same thing. But it doesn't seem to do it. Now, with Coast to Coast, you get the link which takes you straight to share mods or whatever it is to get your Coast to Coast. Canamania, it takes you, same with Reformer actually, the Mexican map will take you now straight to trucking mods. Whoa, slip sliding again. So I had a look on there for some reason, I don't know why. Well, there was a reason I was looking, but there wasn't a reason I needed to go and check out Canamania, but I did, and saw there was a newer version that hasn't mentioned in the forums. So I downloaded it. Also read properly that he's taken it over. He actually wrote this when he posted this when he took it over anyway. He said, I'm taking it over, but all he was going to do was just fix bugs and stuff. There's not going to be any updates to Canamania, new things added or anything like that, just bug fixes and updates for the new versions of the game. So it'll be good to have pro mods come out, but they're taking a very long time because they're only one team and they're primarily Europe. That's their main one. And among other ones that they've got to do, so it's a very slow process. So you've got a very small amount of Canada, as we found out when we first tried it, and that was a while ago, but I doubt there's been quite a lot worth been added worth downloading it anyway. Jesus, why is this so slippery? So yeah, but there is another Canada one I saw, but I'm not sure about that at the moment. At least I know with Canamania there's quite a bit there, but as it goes on, I'll keep an eye on the Pro Mods one, which I think will be a few years away before we get a full Canada out of them. And also possibly keep an eye on the other one I saw there, which I also think is not a huge area of Canada either. Mind you, by then this competition should be over and done with, and we'll be taking a break. As I've mentioned before, we'll be taking a break from trucking. Maybe I'll replace it with farming sim or something like that. I don't know. To be determined. TBD. And then the plan was to come back and redo this competition again, but with no mods whatsoever. They've done very little, yeah, and a New York City one. I don't know, maybe you could do a 1-to-1 scale. I know someone did a 1-to-1 scale of Amsterdam. I think it was Amsterdam. For ATS. Small just a corner, yeah, small just,
Turn
still,
left.
you know what I mean. I'm just saying what you said. I might as well indicate. Yeah, well, like I said,
Turn left.
as you regular viewers know, that that was the plan, to come back, have a break from this, and then come back.
Turn left.
I might still, every now and then, do a convy mode, or keep it regular, like every 5 weeks. No matter what I'm doing, I might end up doing a
You have arrived.
5 week. But the farming sim one on a weekend, I possibly could do multiplayer, because I know Mr. Smeeto and Mr. Patro should be available among other people, which will be nice. By then, maybe the new one would come out. But yeah, I've always planned to come back and do the competition again, so we can make sure that the one that wins this time is the one. And of course, if it loses, we'll be doing a third one. I suppose the good thing about doing this and then having a break, that gives SES the opportunity to pump out more DLCs for maps. So when we come back, we might have a good amount. You just passed 1,200 hours play on FS 23. Yeah, I don't know how much I've done of that. Actually, let's find out. I'll let you know. It's not much. It's not like the other ones, like 15 and 17. I did over 3,000 hours. 19, I think it was like. Oh, I mean, I gave up on that rather early on, didn't I? I'll let you know. Hang on. With 19, I had done 2,500 hours. Farmer so 22. I've only FS 22, not 23. Oh, 23 is the console one. Is that what you're talking about, or are you talking about 22 mod? There is an Alaskan map, by the way, mod one. I've done 967 hours on 22. And that's because I got sick of them breaking things and ruining the contract things. Let's find another job. Don't have enough for a truck as of yet. 22, yeah. I thought that's what you meant. We don't have it done to the general. All of these are up for grabs with general store. I'm sure we're with general store. You know what happens when I say that, eh? I don't find it on the list. But I'm absolutely sure on this one. General stores, yes. That thing, get out of my eye. Find somewhere else to live. Freeloader, whatever it is. Right, so we got number 1 here into Mexico for 19 grand. Number 2 is the Grand Canyon. Number 3 is Arizona as well. That's 8 grand, that's 13. Here's one into Texas, right at the bottom. That's for 61,000. 1, 2, 3, 4. Number 5. Last one is into California, into San Diego. Go visit Carmen. That's if she's there. She might be somewhere else in the world. I don't know. Where in the world is she? There you go. Yes, I did say that. So number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5. Give you guys 30 seconds starting now. I'll put in your vote 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. We've got 1 for number 4. I found that I love building the farm more than I actually love doing the farming. Yeah, well, as long as you find something. And I do like that too. That's why I play, well, SimCity. Not SimCity, City Skyline. And that type of thing. I like building stuff. It'll be interesting when the next one comes out in a couple of months. City Skylines 2. Okay, we've got 2 for 4 and we've got about 5 seconds left. I haven't heard that show in a long time. What show? Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego? Okay, wasn't that a game, not a show? Was it a cartoon? I'm sure it was a game, wasn't it? Yeah, it's coming out in a couple of months. Number 4 it is. We're going to Texas. And we're picking it up from... Not here? Okay, I thought it was from here. it was from here, wasn't it? Let's recheck that. That's the one we're going to. Is there two in this location? Well, actually, there's three of them. Look at this. 1, 2, 3. Okay, then. What's the trip? Trip's 27 minutes. I don't think it'll run out. Well, it's 20 hours. Yeah, no, we're all good. Okay, all right. Three of the same company in one location. Wow. Must be the headquarters. Now, how do I get out there? Right, when's this rain going to stop? We had it yesterday, ATS. We started off with rain.
Turn right.
Mind you, I think there was a getting time it rained, wasn't it?
Get ready to turn right.
Oh, did they on PBS? PBS, that was Sesame Street was on PBS, wasn't it? How do you get to Sesame Street? Well, you just turn the TV on and put the right channel on, and that's how you find Sesame Street. Yeah, I can't remember if I played the game or not. I think I did. There was two of them, wasn't there? 2 games. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa,
Get
whoa.
ready to turn right.
Bob Barker died. No. Remind me who Bob Barker is. Is he the dad in Full House? Seen me lose it there. I just touched the brake because I just saw that I was speeding, so I went to slow down and I just touched the brakes and the back end swung out.
You have arrived at your destination.
I thought he died ages ago. Sure, I heard he went feet up ages ago. Around that corner, and so I'll be better off reversing then. Alright, let's let the rain in. Here's my coffee. Because I'm a skilled professional truck driver, I can reverse and drink coffee at the same time. Okay, there's a few. Oh, it's been a while since I've seen that movie, Epic Gilmore. I haven't heard if they have, and if they haven't, I'm sure there'll be a revive at some stage. They do it all the time, don't they? They bring old games back eventually.
Get ready to turn left.
Popular games.
Turn left.
Right, let's go. Off to Texas. Still not enough money for a new truck yet.
Turn right.
This will be fun in the wet. Hey, let's do the window up so A, I don't get all the electrons wet, and B, I don't use more diesel because of wind resistance. Oh, is there? I'm sure the old ones are still available. There's a lot of old games. What am I? It used to be big in the Sierra building games like Caesar 3 actually was my favourite. And I've got Caesar 4, I re-downloaded that. I had that for a bit, didn't finish it. My most favourite one was the Emperor one, I think the Chinese one. It was just something about it, but I also had the Pharaoh and also had the Poseidon one. I used to love those. So I could stream it. Oh, I've got so many games I need to stream, I can't add more on when I haven't even done the other ones yet. Which is even worse because we've got Cities Skylines 2 coming out, and if I manage to get that, I'll probably stream that for a bit. I mean, I most likely will get it. So when it comes out, I'll be doing like every man and his dog on Twitch streaming it. And in a couple of weeks, Starfield comes out, which I'm hoping to get, and I'll probably stream that. And that one will be another one that every Twitch streamer will be doing too, because it's been hugely awaited. And we can all share the bugs and everything, because that's Bethesda for you. Yeah, I've got a couple old ones. Like I said, I've got Caesar 4.
Get ready to turn
I've got
left.
Medieval Total War Medieval 2, which I really love that game. I've got Half-Life, but I got the remake of it, which is called Black Mesa, I think.
Turn left.
Which is one of my top favourite games of all time. Half-Life. I liked it more than the second one, but I liked the second one.
Get ready to turn right. Turn
Tell you
right.
what I'd like to play again, and it probably is available on Steam, is the very first Far Cry. Love that game. And Deus Ex, the original.
Get ready to turn left.
If they could update the graphics on that, it was a great game.
Left.
as well as Blade Runner. The game was amazing. If they updated it and if that's still available, actually that'd be fantastic. That'd be a great one to stream. And what's another one? I had that with Starfleet Academy.
Go straight.
I wonder if that is on Steam. Starfleet Academy. I never got to finish that. I think it's the only Starfleet game that had actually maybe not. I was going to say it had the actors from this TV show in it. But it had the original, it had William Shatner and Spock, and actually had proper video. They weren't like
Turn right.
they weren't like graphic, you know, graphically made characters, so actual proper video. So they actually acted for that game. Oh yeah, I played that. That's going back.
Go straight.
Gran Turismo 4. Tink and Tag was one of my other favourites around that time. Yeah, the other Star Trek game I really liked was Star Trek Elite Force, I think it was called, which was based around Star Trek Voyager, and they had a couple of actors on it, I think.
Left.
That was a great game, that one. That was a bit, I haven't played them all, but that to me was the best Star Trek game. But because it was a proper FPS, very good levels and stuff. Looks like it. It is. Which one? Star Trek Academy? Starfleet Academy? That was a great game. And I never got to finish it. It was a whodunit as well. What they gave it at the beginning. Just trying to think what other great games I'd like to play again. I mean, I know Myst. Myst was an amazing game. And I know that's around. Actually, I've got a game made by the creators, a recent one, sitting in the Epic Games Store I got for free. Right, we've got enough for a truck. Let me just get up to speed here, get the cruise control on, and then we'll buy ourselves a truck and get them out on the road. Right, let's buy a truck, and then I can catch up with some chat as well. What are we driving to Kenworth, aren't we? I hope so, because I'm picking it. That one, aren't we? Wasn't that the Borg one? The Borg, the Voyager one? Well, all of them had the Borg. Oh, I don't know about Deep Space Nine because I never liked that. I always thought it was just a soap opera. Never got into that, but Next Generation had the Borg. That's when they first turned up. Voyager had the Borg because 7 of 9 was part of the crew. What was the other one? The original one never had the Borg, obviously. I'm trying to think, wasn't there another? Am I missing one? No, it was just Voyager, Next Generation, and Deep Space Nine, wasn't it? And then the Enterprise came out, which didn't have the Borg, because that was way before the Borg turned up. So that was the very first captain of the very first Enterprise. I could never get into the Final Fantasies. Do we have a... probably not, but we'll see if we've got... No girls. Recruitment agency required. Anyway, we've got another truck up and running, making us money. Back onto the road. Technically, I should never have left. Yeah, I saw the last season of Picard, and I thought out of the 3 of them, that was the best. And it was probably the best because it had most of the original cast in it. Unrestrained. not bogged down by censorship. And it's just a shame it was the last series. If they kept that up with them in it, I think it would have been a... To be honest, I liked it more than the original series. The original Next Generation series. Picard. The last season. I liked all of the Picards. A lot of people don't, but I know why. Because, Captain Picard would never be like that. Right. He's human. Get over it. Realise he would have. Years have been wound down. It happens to everyone. All great people. And I think a lot of people didn't watch because of that, because they're so set in their ways and missed out on a couple of good seasons, but also missed out on the third season, which was unbelievably good. You still love Final Fantasy? But yeah, I've been watching Strange New Worlds, actually, with Captain Pike, which is great, because now we've had all the captains of all the Enterprises thus far. And that's a really good series. The first season I enjoyed. The second season I've watched 2 episodes or something. Enjoying that. So my only thing about that is, though, is the person who played Spock in it. No disrespect to that actor, but Star Trek Discovery, the Spock in there is one of the best Spocks I've seen, next to Leonard Nimoy. And I wish they got him to do it, because it's the same. I'm pretty sure it's the same universe. I haven't been able to see any new... I don't know if there's any new Star Trek Discoveries. I've enjoyed that. I mean, it's enjoyable. I wouldn't class it up there as one of the greatest. I just enjoyed it. Tell you what's interesting though. Well, it might not be interesting to you, but it was interesting to me. I was watching a YouTube video of the top 10 TV shows between 2002 and 2022, and it shows you in a graph. I've seen a lot of them. They have graphs and that, and they'll show you how many views it has and all that kind of stuff, and when it changes a new series. There was Lost in there, there was Game of Thrones, the Friends was there, all these great series. What was interesting though is Battlestar Galactica, which to me is my most favourite sci-fi. I thought I saw issues. Was in the top 10 for pretty much almost all of those 10 years, including 4 years after it finished. I'm guessing there'll be another Coast to Coast update coming out.
Go straight.
To fix this, whatever issue this is. Which, I mean, I knew it was liked, but I didn't think it was that liked. Whoa, yeah. Slow down, slow down, slow down, slow right down, slow right down, slow right down. Yeah, that was quite interesting. And it beat out Friends. It had more viewers than Friends did in some stages. And Breaking Bad. Might even beat out Game of Thrones at one stage, but that's because they dropped in popularity, not because it rose up in popularity. we got enough for another truck already. Look at that. Let's get that done. Let's get that out on the road and making money. Kenworth. Geez, that was quick, wasn't it? Which is actually what I expected, wasn't it? Did say yesterday. Alright, let me get a recruit in, then because of the speed it's coming in. Oh no, I'll do it when we buy the next truck, actually. That would make more sense. Make more sense doing that. Doing a poll after we bought the next truck. Right, back on it. Way station. Let's get in front of this truck. Just in case it wants me to come in. We're all good. Keep on trucking. See, that's fine. Just keep on trucking. Very bright. Hello, sir. How are you today? Enjoying your day off from streaming. One of the best science fiction ever made. It wasn't even done on a streaming platform. Imagine if they'd done something like HBO. Budget they could show like what they could have done. Yeah, but I think it was perfect as it was. I mean, they still didn't hold back in some scenes, you know. So yeah, I think to me it was perfect. I know someone didn't like it because he's a fan of the original, but I think he's stuck in his ways. Like I say, I get that. I mean, I didn't watch The Next Generation because I was a fan of the original one for 10 years after it finished or something. But yeah, no, but I found it very clever. I enjoyed it more than I was a fan of the Battlestar, the original first season. I never got to see the second season. Mind you, got canned after the first season, then had about a year or two before they came out with the second season. Saw one of them and they arrived on Earth, which I wasn't too happy about. Well, not happy, but I wasn't interested in it. But the remake Battlestar, it was a lot more intelligent, a lot more well done, a lot more thought-provoking, a lot more real. It was like an aircraft carrier in space, basically. It's cool. Okay, yeah, because you're up to 100 Fahrenheit, eh? And dropped now, so that'll be good. Battlestar 1980, I think it was called. No, it was just called Battlestar Galactica. The same name. Basically what they did is they did the same thing, but they were alluding to, I don't think it's been actually verified, or maybe it has, but they're alluding to the fact that, you know how within Battlestar they go to Coal Boat and then they go and find Earth. In Coal Boat, where they had the thing, they were sort of reference to the original Battlestar. That's when that happened, because you know it's all happened before and all happened again, that they keep saying. So this is the Battlestar was remake was the same story, but going through the process again. That's why you had a different Starbuck. You had a female Starbuck instead of the other Starbuck and all that kind of stuff. But it was good they had the original Apollo, I forget his name, R.I.P. Have a part in it. It's a shame they couldn't get the other guys in. Obviously they couldn't get Lauren Green in. Yeah, I'm with you with that one, mate. I didn't like that either. Wasn't a fan of that. Oh, we need to find a place to stop for the night. I didn't even see that car in front of me. I looked at the mirror, I put the indicator on, and as I was indicating, I did something very silly. Looked at chat because I saw something come out. Yeah, I don't know why I didn't like it. A lot of people did, I understand that. A lot of people did. But I just couldn't get into it. Alright. I just couldn't. I've just seen a place for us to pull off and have a sleep for the night.
Left, and then continue straight.
Oh, maybe, no, we'll just go left.
Go straight. Recomputing.
Yeah. I mean, we've had these conversations before about the old sci-fi things. I like sci-fi. I love my science. My physics. And all that kind of stuff, really interested in that.
Then turn right.
History and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah.
Turn right.
And I always loved the sci-fi shows. Buck Rogers, then you had like the English sci-fi ones with
Go straight.
Blake Seven, Doctor Who. Stargate is also one of my favourites. Love Stargate. Love the movie. I love the second movie. Stargate 2, which was called, what was it called again? Independence Day. Yep, that's what originally it was. It was written as Stargate 2, but they didn't get funding or anything for it. I don't know, maybe the movie didn't do that well, so the guy that wrote it kept the script and then just changed a few things, and then they redid it, and that's what Independence Day is. Basically, the aliens turning up was actually supposed to be the aliens, what are they called again? Been so long since I've seen Stargate. But that was supposed to be Ra coming to Earth. So, they released it. And Stargate Atlantis I loved, but Stargate Universe I absolutely loved. Absolutely loved that. Oh, look at that money. Right. We need a truck and fill up that last spot. Okay, yeah, fair enough. Suppose that makes sense, selecting a spot. Considering I just said fill up that last spot. Hire a driver, we'll do that as well. Make sure I select a spot for the driver. It was called Galactica 1980. Okay, I always thought it was called Battlestar Galactica. Well, there you go. You learn something new every day. Which is not hard for me because I forget everything every day. Trailer manager, we've got to figure out what was our last trailer. Aluminium factory proceeds trailers. Aluminium flatbed. Aluminium flatbed. Why did I do that for? I need to go to that. Aluminium flatbed prestige. Which one? Why have we got two of the same? Doesn't matter. It must be obviously the first one. Okay. We can get that out of the way then. That bought, and then we just got to save up. That's bought. That goes into like there. And of course, the most important thing with buying a trailer is going to Trailer Manager. Going all the way down. That one's still working fine, which is pretty good. And making it private. So we don't have any workers stop working. The other thing I need to do, ladies and gentlemen, is get the poll up and running. Since we're so close, we're saving one your alt tab out. Thank you. So we'll get the poll going and figure out where we're going to go next while we're waiting to save up. What am I looking over there for? As usual, I'll just put garage because you know what it is. Where is the new garage going to be? What country? Garage without the W. That'll be a good idea. It'd be also good if I spelled it correctly, completely garage. If I spelled that right, why does it look wrong to me? That is right, isn't it? I'm in one of those moments where things don't look right and the spells look right. Did it? Yeah. Don't know why. I do have that. I'll actually spell something correctly and it looks totally wrong to me. Right, so Canada is one of our choices, of course. The next choice would be the I've also missed the A out of that as well. Not there. Sunshine. It goes before the D, not after it twice. Mexico. And the good old with a 1-0. My keys like to double tap themselves. And the good old US of A, and we'll leave that run for, let's do 10 minutes because it'll be about 10 minutes before we save enough money. So that poll started, go ahead and vote where we're going next. And we need to save up, well actually we're not that far, we need 430,000, don't we? So we're not that far from it. Babylon 5, yeah, I did like that. There's a lot of them I don't watch and to get into because they're not my sort of feel. You know what I mean? We did sleep, didn't we? Yeah, we did. That's where all that money came from, JJ. Ah, yes. Please let me get on the road here. Can I not get... No, yes, no, yes, yes. Did you ever watch The Expanse? Love The Expanse.
Get ready to turn right.
Or Firefly. Watched a little bit of Firefly, didn't like it. Then again,
Turn right.
that was recent. Because these are older shows, so I might have enjoyed them if I first watched them, but there was a period in my life where I was too busy working and didn't have the time to watch a lot of that stuff when it came out.
Stay right.
But yeah,
Then turn right.
Babylon 5 is one of them I started watching and then it just, which I did enjoy, just became too busy.
Turn right.
And the only free time I had was dedicated to having fun. Going out, socialising, drinking, and then recuperating. When I had a day and a half off, half a Saturday and a Sunday, which was not easy to actually fully relax, which I found. When you work 12 to 18 hour days and then you work a half a day on a Saturday and then you get 1.5 days off, by the time you wind down properly, it's probably Sunday afternoon, and then you can't relax and enjoy because you know the next day you've got to get up, so that's on the back of your mind to go to work, so you can't fully. When I did have jobs where I actually had the Saturday, finished on a Friday, Saturday and Sunday off, you could recuperate properly because you knew what. You went out Friday, you got home, had your dinner and went straight out drinking. So that helped you wind down with your mates and everything else like that. Saturday you got up and went and played whatever sport I was playing at the time, or if not I'd be doing what my thing, and then same thing and looking forward to going out again on Saturday night. clubbing on Saturday night. And then Sunday you spent the whole day recuperating and it was fine. And that was a 40-hour week too, which I think also makes a huge difference. I think the longer you work, the more you get drained, it's harder to recuperate. You get sick of your job, you don't put the effort in, and you can't enjoy the time you have off. It's bad for you, and I think it's bad for business too. You get more productivity out of your workers if they're not worked to death, because they won't get sick of working. They won't go to work not wanting to be there. It's bad. I mean, you're going to have days like that, and there's things where you don't like working, but you got to because, you know, you need to make the money. But you'd make get more productivity and more happiness from your worker. You hurry up and get past. If you don't overwork your workers, and I think a 40-hour week is a perfect thing of that.
Stay right.
Whatever that thing is, it's still stuck in my eye. It's not hurting it, but I can feel it every time I blink. Right, we should get there. Our destination in the afternoon. Once again, no. I've watched a little bit. That was with what's his name, who ended up being Hercules, wasn't he? I watched a little bit of that as well, but never got time. I never went back to them because I think I like the premise of Star Trek the most because it's more of what actually could happen. I mean, with aliens and stuff, probably not, but it's the exploration and the science behind it. Where the other ones are more science fiction. With at least with Star Trek, there was a lot of things behind it where actually a lot of science has come from Star Trek, from Gene Roddenberry's, whatever his name is, Rosenberry was it? His theory about science, and he was big in science, so a lot of this was based off that, and that's what's the great thing about The Expanse. The Expanse, everything was done and cleared off by physicists and theoretical physicists and stuff of what it would be like. I mean, in The Expanse, it's the only show. Hang on a sec. I'm getting that thread again. It's the only science fiction show that when a ship comes into land, it flips and burns. Every other ship in a show, Star Trek, anything, comes into the space dock and stops instantly. That's not realistic. That's not what happens in space because there's no force to stop you quickly. It actually takes a bit of time for something to slow down in space, and that's why in The Expanse they got to time it when they're coming into a space dock. They got to time it to turn the ship around and put the thrusters on to slow themselves down and stop right there. Which you imagine the calculation required for that, knowing that you got to turn at a certain time that'll get you to stop right on the spot you need to stop. And there were so many other things, you know, that was really well done. Another one I liked was Dark Matter. I really like that show. Killjoys, yeah, I think I know that. Rings a bell, Mike. Dark Matter was a good show, I thought. I think I've mentioned it before on the stream, and I ended up getting the boot because it was on Sci-Fi Channel, and it wasn't actually made by Sci-Fi. and it was doing better than another one of their shows that they were making it, and they kicked it because they wanted that show to take that spot. And because it was the only one that was buying that show, they had to finish it. It had good humour in it, a good story behind it. Started off, first episode is like these bunch of people wake up and they don't know who they are and they don't know who the other people are. And then the show, as it goes on, slowly reveals who they are and some really good things. I think I was in the wrong lane, wasn't I? That was quick. But no more ads for another 57 minutes. Also into 17th gear a little too early, but it's got the power. Come on, Kenworth, show people what you got under the bonnet. Show the power under the hood. Wait for it. Is that poll finished yet? It hasn't. Okay. Right then. Okay, we've got to think between Canada and the USA. Let me get the 75 because we've got the money to buy a new garage. So we've got to get that in so we can get another truck on the road. Yeah, I told you, ATS ain't going to win. Look how quickly we've managed to get here. A lot quicker than ATS did yesterday. Alright, so I'll flip a coin wherever that coin is. Since it's a tie between the US and Canada. There it is. Now let's go. Well, Canada's up the top. We'll go tails since I've got that there for Canada and heads for the US. Surprise, surprise, it's heads, which happens every time with the 10-cent coin. Every time I flipped it. So we're going to the US, ladies and gentlemen. So our options are Oregon, Nebraska, South Dakota, North Dakota, Minnesota, Iowa, Illinois, Wisconsin, Iowa. Why am I struggling to say that? Don't ask me why I'm struggling to say Ohio, Kentucky, Mississippi, Louisiana, Georgia, North Carolina, West Virginia, Pennsylvania, Michigan, Vermont, New Hampshire, Massachusetts, and Maine. So that's your options. I'll go through it again and put your votes in. So we've got Oregon, Utah, Wyoming, North Dakota, South Dakota, Nebraska, Louisiana, Iowa, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan, Illinois, Kentucky, Mississippi, Georgia, North Carolina, West Virginia, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Vermont, New Hampshire, Massachusetts, and Maine. Wisconsin, I was going to say 30 seconds. You'll make it 20 because you're starting to do it. So we've got 2 for Wisconsin. 2 more votes, ladies and gentlemen. Where we go? Let's check Wisconsin. Yep, we do have 2 there. Alright, we'll go to Green Bay. Isn't that where Green Bay Packers is? Why do I know that name? Green Bay Packers. Correct me if I'm wrong and remind me who they are. Maybe it's something I heard in the movie and it was all made up. Let's buy that. And as per usual, let's upgrade it to straight off the bat. Get a truck in there. And someone to love it, care for it, tend to its needs. And just like that, we're back on the road with hardly any cash. What are we, 38 garages now. 2 to go. Well, technically 1 to go. No, 2 to go, and then I need a new truck, don't I? So we bought 1 garage. Take a note, we bought 2 garages in yesterday's stream, and I thought we were up to the 3 garage per stream now. American football team. Thought so. So, yeah, well, let's see how many garages we get out of this. So we now have 38 garages. Same with ETS. I think next week with ETS we'll be buying a new truck as well for me. What did I say, the budget's $500,000, isn't it? No, we're just sealing, or was it 600,000? I can't remember. $500,000's easy to remember. We'll just go $500,000. Because we know in ATS we probably won't even spend half of that to fully deck out a truck. Look at that money just rolling in a lot quicker than ATS. It's definitely ATS's time again, isn't it? I said, for those who went in yesterday's stream, I said yesterday, and I'll say it now, I think it's a foregone conclusion at the end of yesterday's stream that the winner this week will be ATS for the 3rd stream in a row of the competition. 3 weeks in a row, even though there was a convoy mode in between. The only question is how much is that league going to be? So there is a pattern to this competition, isn't there? I mean, I might be proved wrong, but the pattern is, so far as it's gone, is one gets the lead, it holds the lead for a very long time, months and months and months, to the point it looks like that it's going to be the winner and the other one is never going to have a chance to come back or catch up. Then it does. Then it holds its lead for months and months and months and months. We come to the same conclusion. The other one's not going to catch up. This one's going to win. And then it does. The other one catches up and again regains the lead. Which happened 4 weeks ago. ATS finally got the lead back, well, for a week. For that week, 4 weeks ago. After months and months and months of ATS being in the lead. I still think ATS has held the lead the longest. At the longest run and being in the lead. Because it was a year and over a year. Yesterday's stream, it looked like we were only going to buy 1 garage almost to the end of it. We only just managed to buy a second one. It was a rather slow day on the money income on that one. Even though I think I've figured out why the money comes in quicker and good amounts on ATS compared to ETS, I'm still, part of me is still confused about it. Because it makes no sense. With ETS we've done, because of all the ferry trips, we've done a lot more game days, which has given the drivers more time to level up quicker than the ones we've got in ATS. But what it doesn't have is insurance. That's not just it. The main factors is ATS, you've got lower overheads and you've got greater distances between towns and cities, which gives you a longer route, which gives you a better income. Which also means probably living up quicker too. Perhaps because you help yourself to my lane. I think the eating up the miles helps with your levelling, doesn't it? I think, I'm not sure. I assume. There's a better term in it, I assume. Oh, sorry guys. Me forgot. We slept, didn't we? So we were in a crash camp with no rain again. Good view, easy to see the McDonald's. Probably somebody looking at my water. Well, you don't know my water's just there. I was looking at it, seeing if it was shaking, because I felt some sharp vibrations. So I was trying to confirm whether or not that was in my head or actually happening, and whether or not they were going to get even sharper and bigger. Yep, so, which is obviously seeing if there was an earthquake happening or not. So yeah, looking for that type of vibration, not the Beach Boy type vibrations, good vibrations. And let's see some, yeah, some Wendy's billboards. Now we know they've changed. So I suppose that was a good example of ignorance is bliss. We didn't know that they changed the billboards. We've been driving past Wendy billboards without any incidents. Mind you, it usually happens when we see them, don't we? And I'm pretty sure when we figured it out, the first one we saw, something did happen, didn't it? For those that don't know, generally a good indication of me just about to crash is me noticing a Wendy's billboard for some reason. Seems to be the catalyst for catastrophe. ATS bank. Or something similar, we have an ASB bank. wasn't going to be bother putting the cruise control on because I didn't think it would stay at 60 for that long, but I've decided to put it on, which means it's about to change to what, something else now. Good thing about being in crash cam at this time too is come up to an area we've never seen before, so we get to see all the scenery properly. Dodger's about to change. Look at Meatloaf up here, going like a bat out of hell. As soon as that speed limit changed. Okay, okay. Oh, okay. How did I not? I stalled. Okay, that was a scene straight out of Pulp Fiction, wasn't it? With Samuel Jackson, divine intervention there, because there's no other explanation on how I didn't join their car in holy matrimony, basically. In the truck that was in front of us. How did I not hit that truck? Yeah, well, if I saw a truck almost hit me, I'll be out of there like a bat out of hell, Coursey. That's for sure. How did I not hit that truck? Not complaining. Does not compute. That's all. Sense it, make not it. I think it's a Latin term. Sensus make not it. Makes no sense. Mind you, I've had a similar situation in real life years ago. There's no way I should not have crashed. I was driving back from here, actually, not this house, but this town. Back when I lived in Auckland, back to Auckland, which is a 6.5 hour drive from here. And, well, a bit longer because I took more of the scenic route instead of the straight route. I think possibly if it was winter I'll take the scenic route so I keep away from all those ice and snow and stuff. Right up the main, there's the desert road, which is the quickest way. G'day, Smootho! Quickest way north is through the desert road, which is in the middle of North Island. It's winter, it's nearly covered in snow, and some parts of it is closed. But we do have a lot of black ice there, so I'll go along the west coast, which I add an extra hour into the trip. Good early morning, yeah, good morning. Yeah, it's 4 o'clock and 20 past 4 for me. And it just came around a corner. There's a little overbridge, I think it might be actually as we hear a train, the train goes over. But as I come around the corner, for some reason there was a car with a trailer that stopped right there. And it's a typical New Zealand corner. It's a very short, tight corner. You don't see anything until there, and the bridge was right there. And when you're doing 100 kilometres an hour, 62 miles an hour, for you guys in the US, and seeing that, I had to hit the anchors, but it was an automatic too, it wasn't a manual. I've had more manuals than automatics in my life, but it was an automatic at this stage. I think my saving grace was not only ABS, but the fact that I've always taught myself, even with manual cars, if I need to stop quickly, I will, and I do it with this, I do it in this game too, is I'll change gears as well very quickly. So getting a high range, it helps. It's like an engine brake. I'm going to guess that there's no car coming. And it helps you slow down without locking your tyres up. which is what ABS does as well. So it was brought out because it didn't have ABS in first lot of cars. And it was a wee lad back in the dark ages. So that was the anti-braking thing, anti-lock braking system I had, and I carried it on. And when you use it with an extra car that has ABS, you can stop very, very quickly. But yeah, it was. When I saw it, I hit the brakes, and with the automatic, what I did is I manually put it down from drive into second and to first, getting the same thing. We've got enough for another truck. Nice. And I'd literally, in my mind, I had literally come to the acceptance that I was about to crash, in a big crash. Because I was like doing 100 kilometers an hour come round, and it was a very short distance from seeing this car, me hitting the brakes, that I had to stop from 100 kilometers an hour, or 62 miles an hour for you guys in the US, without hitting it, and somehow I managed to do it. But I had literally given up all hope and just accepted the fact that this is a huge crash is about to happen. So yeah, very long way to say that I had a similar experience as I just did in the game, in real life. So I hope you appreciate that long-winded, winding road to get to my point. Which is nothing new, isn't it? What do we got? We got, you've been good in the morning now. It has gold in its mouth, and as we say in Germany, it is indeed 420. I was hoping you guessed incorrectly. Me? No, Europe's easy for me. None of the time in Europe it's easy for me because when I'm on daylight savings and they're not, there's a 12-hour difference. So when I come off daylight savings, there's obviously, and they're not on daylight savings, there's an 11-hour difference, and then 10 hours difference when they're on daylight savings or not. It's the most easiest for one for me to figure out. Most of the time when I figure out you guys in the US, it's actually a guess. Somehow, well, 9 times out of 10 I get right, but I sort of generally know roughly how far behind you are, but it's always a guess. It's not saying that because I know for sure. England's also easy as well for me. Oh, when you said I'm guessing there's no cars coming. Did I really say that? That's why when I'm in normal action, most of my life's been like this, so I'm a chatter. But I'm in the moment. That's how most of my life's been. And probably part of the reason why I don't have a good memory, because I don't fully take things in. I'm constantly on the move, just experiencing the now, but like I'm hyper, if that makes any sense. So because I'm experiencing the now, I'm not and hyper at the same time. I experience it and that's it. I don't remember what's going on. That's why my memory's really bad. Most of the time I'll say something 5 minutes later, I will not know what I've just done or what's going on, or where I've been, what I've said and all that kind of stuff, you know. In certain situations, unless I feel relaxed and stuff like that. So there'll be a lot of things I'll say that I don't remember saying or don't remember doing. Like I don't remember. It's been happening the last few weeks. It seems like how it used to be done full circle. What I was like a teenager and through my 20s and 30s, and then coming back down to the way I was. managed to get rid of that type of stuff, and now all those things I used to experience as a teenager are coming back. Yeah, it's because I was sitting there thinking, well, maybe that's how it works. If you know the exact time where you peaked and you start going back and things you used to do start coming back the way it used to be start coming back, you might be able to figure out exactly when you're going to die. All the way down to 55. Okay. Slow right down then. We'll deliver this, we'll get up 40 now. Because I've just seen the time. So it's perfect. Sort of, 2 hours away, but it's 2:27 here and I had my break at 2:30. So we'll deliver this, I'll bring up the next delivery choices for you, and then I'll go and have a break while you fight over yourselves which delivery I'll take.
Get ready to turn right.
You mean before the war? Yeah, before the war, mate. Yeah. Serving under Lord Nelson. Welcome to our project to move on. Right, does that mean since we're at the reformer part, the time's going to change from 2 hours and 29 minutes to 28 minutes? The ETA? Get off the graders back there. Do not pass. No one correct me and say Gandalf the White because he was a grey when he said those words. Loopy, how you buddy? How you been? Yeah, it's Smudo there. I think he's got that name for a while. The Great Drago Bear. Got 2 5th Guardians in the chat today. Anyway, New P, how you been keeping, mate? All good? Doing well during the weekend? You've been doing? Well, that's better than I've been nothing. No. Whoa, slow down, slow down. Okay. We're slowing down for the corner, not for the fact that the road decided that I had to slow down legally. I saw you, copper. You thought you could get me, but I knew what was going on. Almost enough for another truck. This is... I realise we do have enough for another truck. I just want to see if I can get up this hill. I was already at too low speed for 17th gear as it was, but unfortunately when I realised that I was already going up the hill, and of course as a real truck will tell you, you don't really want to change gears going up a hill if you can help not doing that. Oh good. Because obviously physics will kick in, and as soon as you change gear, you slow down rather quickly. And you really got to contend with the hill. What's going on? What have we got? A traffic light here, or what's going on here? What seems to be the problem, officer? Oh, I see. Well, wasn't there a cop there? Do your job. Wasn't there a cop back there? There's an accident. All right. Let me bring out the New Zealander in me and fix the situation we're in. Could have pulled over and exchanged insurance details. I got the road to myself. Oh yeah, I forgot. We need to buy another truck ASAP. Dealer of the truck in the Kenworth department up there in Arkansas will buy online as per usual, as we've always done, and I keep mentioning that we're going to do that every time we do it. Just to keep you guys informed, because apparently you can't see what I'm doing. And we will get ourselves a driver as well, which makes perfect sense, but yet I will still mention that. Just to make you feel that you're involved. Oh no, good. There we go. Driver, and we need to carry on. We need to carry on very quickly because I really don't need a break. So metal to the plastic. Now we've got 55 coming up, or is that a suggestion that the corner should be taken at 55 miles an hour? No, it's 55. Oh, there's the destination. I see the name of the town we've discovered, and for some reason, Phil Collins pops into my head. Don't you even think about it, sunshine. This seems like a weird... Look at the GPS. Is it me, or is there something not right here? It looks like we should turn left up here. Or is this an airport or something? Oh, it's the border. I thought we were going to Texas, not Mexico. I'm sure this delivery was in Texas. Are you kidding? No, something's... Oh, I see. Shut up, you. No one asked your opinion. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm moving. Stop beeping at me. What a weird setup. I have to go into Mexico to get back into Texas to deliver this. I suppose the good news is there's no speed limit through here, apparently. I was looking at it, I was going, that's not right, something's wrong there, but when you get here and realise what you've got to do, there's no place to turn around at all. Barriers. Oh, I could do it here, I could do it here, I could do it here, let me block these guys off. I know, you're probably upset with me, but I really need to have a break. It's the only reason I'm doing this, and I'm sure you can figure out why I really need to have a break. Otherwise, I would have done it. I would have actually gone the right way around. To be honest, in real life, I was in this situation, I would have done exactly what I'd done then anyway. I would have adapted the old good old Kiwi lifestyle attitude. She'll be right. Let's get into... That helps if I turn that the right way, doesn't it? Right, so we're going in here. Okay, my hazard lights are on. I've clearly turned them on with a something on me wheel here. Problem is I don't know what key I assigned or button I assigned it to. Of course it'd be a really difficult spot when I really need to have a break. Is it that one? Ah, okay, it's the opposite of the beacons. Well, that makes sense, doesn't it? I really need to have a break. I should skip this, but I'm like the look of the challenge and I want to accept it. Let's get the window. Oh, hang on. I've just seen what trailer it is. And it's possibly the trailer that I had difficulty with. Oh, yeah, I think it is. Or is it? Maybe it isn't. Yeah, it is. It is. I'll be skipping this. I can't back these trailers. I don't know why. These weird ones. They're just bizarre to me. They just have no place in the known universe as far as I'm concerned. They don't work naturally. They are the weirdest trailers. That trailer, no matter how much I've just turned there, it's just got nothing but straight back. So it's just nothing like that. Looking at Texas. BRB today said he wants to leave. Fair enough. All right. Yeah. Okay. Let's bring up the freight market. There we are. And it is part of Texas, so we can go wherever we like, which is a good thing. So, let's have a look at our choices. We're definitely with them. I'm pretty sure we're with them. We've already ascertained we're with them. We know we're with them, and I think these are the only guys we're not with, because I don't even see what that says. What's that say? True form tint? I know we're definitely not with them. I'll just make double sure. ADM, we're definitely with them. ADM. Yes. General Store we're with, and Lena we're with, aren't we? Mind you, there was one in the ATS, so I'm like, yep, we're all good. Okay, here's our options. There's number 1, Texas to Texas. Oh, that would be big guys. Texas to Mexico. That's number 2. Number 3 is to California, 20 hours here, that's fine. Number 4 is all the way up into Kansas. Number 5 into New Mexico. Number 6 is all the way into Alabama, which is 20 hours. That's fine as well. Let me run through those options again. Number 1 is that one there into that side of Texas where we've been before, through some places we haven't been. Number 2 is into Mexico. Number 3 goes into California. Number 4 is waste paper all the way to Kansas. Number 5 is a short trip into New Mexico. And number 6 is all the way into Alabama, through places we've never been either. All right, I'll leave you with that. You make your vote. I'll come back after a 5-minute break and see where you're sending me. So I'll see you guys then. So we only had the one vote, and that's for number one. I gotta fix me chair again. Had the sense of mind to check it first. Right, am I good? Yep, everything's all good. Number one it is, which is that one there. We're going to need some diesel, but we've only got 2 hours of driving to go. We'll be asleep anyway, so we'll do both as usual. Didn't it tell me I had to stop at the way station before I delivered that? That says close. Oh, I can still go through there. I hope there's not an invisible barrier. Thank goodness.
Stay left.
Oh, it's 2 lanes, isn't it? Oh, stay left, damn it. I've got to wait for this guy. Right, back into crash cam for the rest of the day, which is what, 2 hours? Oh, hey. No, take their license, they can't see anything. I can hear the window is down. Even in this view, it makes me laugh every time. It's very weird too. It's sort of like, you know, when you're driving along, you get the wind in one ear. The ear that's closest to the window that's down. Oh, it's right here, right. Literally, take right, turn right here. Very rarely do you get to use the word right with the 2 meanings of direction and time. I'll go back into cab view for this. I might as well just stayed in cab view the whole way, but hey, never know, I might have had a crash on the way there. I've got nowhere to turn round. Maybe there? Wendy, what do you think? Move the window down again. That worked out Peter Pan, didn't it? Panned out well. Okay, so it's 13 hours and 32 minutes away. It is, deadline is 30 hours and 58 minutes away. So I'm at 6:22 p.m. I know it's early, but I am contemplating the possibility, which will probably turn into a reality, of pulling into that petrol station just here, filling up with fuel and getting an early night's sleep. Which means we'll do a little bit of driving in the darkness. But we can get it out of the way. It's not like there's much to see here. It's dry, deserty, and that's about it. My fridge just turned off. Why? Because that whole screen just went blank. I've got a feeling it's the fridge. We're gonna park in here and sleep here for the night. Where is the fuel? Fuel's on the other side over there, is it? That means we can sleep first and then fuel up.
Finding new route.
There's a sleep up there, but I don't know if that's a garage. Probably that would have been ideal time-wise. Bring it more to the 8 o'clock that we go through, but we really need to fuel up. So we might as well just kill two birds with one stone. Yeah, I think that would be perfect. Hang on. Having the right gear would be good as well. We can just drive straight into that pump over there. Right, let's sleep. I press the button. Not too bad, it's only an hour away to the 6 o'clock. Right, 430,000, that means we can buy 2 trucks. Which is a good start to the day. Adding more to the fleet. Purchase, and that one goes all the way up into Wisconsin. Oh, and look at that, okay. Fantastic. Let's get a couple of drivers. We still need 5 recruitment agencies too. Hey, finally! Oh, I'm going to have a look to see if we've got another lady there as well we can choose. Let's go through. There we go, Emma. Fantastic. Variety is the spice of life. And while we're at it, we could probably afford the trailer and get that out of the way. And then we're just into the it's a drop deck we're on to, up to now, isn't it? That was the one we bought last time. Yeah, we got the money for that. That goes up there as well. And we need to make that private so we don't have any issues. Mind you, we're doing okay, it seems, with the other. Maybe I'll take the risk. What do you reckon, chat? Should we take the risk with both games and go and turn all the private ones into public again now? And see how we get on? Because we've had that one which I forgot to do and it seems to be doing quite well. No. Of course he's straight onto it. No. I mean, if we can keep an eye on them. You know, because if the problem arises again, we can very quickly change it. It might be caused by updates to maps and stuff. Might be the reason why. But we've had one no. I'll wait a little bit, see if anyone else has got an opinion on the matter, and but we'll leave it for the moment. What I want to do is wait for this one to even bother with it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Fair enough. We'll wait and see if we get to a point where this one comes home and is not being used. We'll pop that to public, which private, which is what I was going to do, and it wasn't it. All right, let's get this little bit out of the way too while we're at it. Since we're so close. To another garage. I'll do the 10-minute thing again. Right, so a poll has been started for what country our next garage is going to be in. So vote away on that and we get ongoing. Mind you, what I should have done was actually travelled, which I didn't do, was it? We should have travelled up to the last garage report, which was Wisconsin, and grab a delivery from there. I totally forgot. Let's hope I remember for the next one. You know what I've also forgotten to do the last time, which seems to be the norm these days? Is find us a new contractor. So I wonder if we've been with Wisconsin. Now we need, yeah. Green Bay, wasn't it? Let's see if we've been to Green Bay before. We have. Okay, we're with 3M, we're with Kenworth, we're with them, we're with them. Okay. What about the ones on the side here? E and J Gallo 1. Well, with all of them. That's annoying. Where did we get that last delivery from? It was somewhere in Arizona, wasn't it? But it wasn't Flagstaff, it was up Grand Canyon Village, Flagstaff. Where did we go? No, it wasn't them. There was that one I thought was something tint. It was a page we went to. No? Oh, that would have been a good one if I knew what it was. Maybe it was there. Wasn't there either. Ain't that a pain in the backside? Alright, what have we got here on the right hand side? Have we got anything new here? I think we're with every single one of these. Let's just pick another city. Let's go to Phoenix. Maybe Phoenix will give us something new. I think we're with them. Rustic something. What are they? Rustic something or other. I can't see what that bottom one is. And it looks like we're not with them either. Right, we're at these guys. I'll just put rustic in. It's definitely rustic. I don't know what's underneath it, which I'll forget to do. You know what I'm like. But if we ever get a delivery from these guys and we actually get them, we'll try and see what the bottom word says. It's probably furniture or something like that. Right, let's get going. Don't forget to vote. Hang on, that's getting close. I knew that was going to hit. I knew that was going to hit. Oh, it's got, this one's also got that stupid thing on it. Trailer's built and designed by the devil himself, as far as I'm concerned. $430,000 is what we need. It's almost 6 o'clock, so that really did work out well, didn't it? So it should be coming light. Actually, it looks like a side mirror. There it is. Remnants of a sunrise. Signs of a sunrise. Everything but missing the sun itself. Rising. And I'm speeding. Yep, I can see stars and that. It's getting a bit brighter out there. I'm going to try and take note of the time. I can see it in my side mirror, you can just see it. Oh, come on, we got up here in 17th gear last time. Well, coming the other way, surely we can do it. Oh, this is getting close. Mind you, this is probably heavier bloody cargo, isn't it? Oh, yeah, definitely heavier. Definitely a lot heavier. Struggling in 14th gear now. Okay, we're almost at 7. Get him, copper! Look, yellow lines! You know him, is he a relative or something? That was me, you would have been... pulled me over and written me out a huge ticket by now, buddy. Where's the consistency? There we go, 7 o'clock in the morning. Alright, 7 o'clock during spring is when it becomes light. Bright light descends upon thee from great height, bringing all of its might and helping with your sight. I thank you. I'm a poet. Yeah, I knew it. Come on, 77, so I can put the cruise control on. Thank you very much. Oh, what's this? What's this inspection station? We're going to Canada, ladies and gentlemen. There's our next stop. But we will go to Wisconsin after this delivery. Oh, hang on, this is just drive through, no stopping, isn't it? Look at that. Cotton bales.
Go straight.
I beg to differ, mate. I don't think I can go straight here. I need to turn.
Turn right.
Oh, you're not moving for some reason. I don't know what's going on here. Except for me, I'm the one going on down the road. Okay, so yeah, there's no petrol station here, so it was good that we actually stopped and stayed there at the night. It worked out fine. We know it worked out fine. It worked out perfect. There's also a, yeah, okay, there's two places to sleep here. A lot of cops about in there. Oh, too close. I don't want to get close to that centre lane with the trailer. Oh, we haven't been this way either. So we've got the nice day with the nice views on a place we've never been. Oh, it is going to merge. I thought it was. Jeez. Is that what you do these days, Smudo? Scare the internet for dad jokes and puns and things to make you giggle and laugh. It's probably a good idea, actually. Perfect response. We're looking at good time. Let me move my mouse and straighten that. Right, okay, good, all done. Looks like as long as everything goes well, it'll be perfect timing to drop this off too. 7:30 at night. Time enough to drop it off, go off and have a sleep. It's not 3:40. We might even get another delivery. Well, half an hour. Man, we might get another short delivery in at the end of this one. We might, but we know what this game's like. It says 10 hours away. It says 7:34 PM. Reality is it's probably going to be asleep and deliver in the morning. Especially when you get trucks like this that don't know what the speed limit is there for.
Go straight.
The meaning of it. So maybe I'll quickly pull over, run and buy a dictionary and throw it through the window when I pass them. So they can look up the meaning. He's got out of my way, that's a good start. Jeez. 247268. Couple of $100,000 off. We haven't got many choices left in Canada, isn't it? Just two, perhaps two, maybe three. I think Manitoba and Saskatchewan are the two. And possibly something else on the East Coast. I think, me personally, ideally it'd be good to knock out Canada, yes. I've actually been hoping for that for a few streams now. And Mexico. And then we can just concentrate on the US. Not that there's actually really much left in the US. But more than Mexico and Canada combined, I think. Let's go. Oh, that corner's a bit closer than I thought it was. I thought that'd be a safe execution of a passing manoeuvre. It turned out to be, but with an element of risk that I wasn't expecting though. Oh, here we go. What's the speed limit through here? Well, for the moment we're keeping it around that 7:30, 7:40 mark. ETA. $40,000. I've got a lot of drivers bucking for a promotion in my company. Problem is I've got nothing to promote you to. Garage manager.
Go straight.
Which means you have to wait for the other ones to retire or make a big mistake, which I don't see that happening. No, we're not far off now, ladies and gentlemen. 80 grand. And then we'll be almost equal with ATS. And to my surprise, we're looking at the current time. Would have thought we would have been ahead by now, so maybe not a bigger lead as I thought. Mind you, as I said yesterday, in yesterday's stream, we've had some unexpected things, unbelievably, and but what's the best way to say this? Probably the right way? Yeah, okay, I'll work on that. Some unbelievable, unexpected things happen in this game instantly. Generally towards the end of the stream too. But I think when we buy this garage, we're just 2 trucks behind ATS. We're definitely going to get another sleep in, so I think that'll cover the 2 trucks. Then it comes down to how much time's left for the stream, what job we get, and what we make. So, absorbing all that information, I don't think the lead, I think ATS is still going to have the lead for this week. But not as big as I thought it was going to have a really big lead at the end of today's stream. I thought that yesterday, after seeing ATS's dismal performance yesterday's stream. But yeah, I don't think we'll be getting a 3rd garage. I don't think we'll be getting a very, very big lead either. I'm actually enjoying at the end of this weeks just comparing the lead from week to week. So I think, if I remember rightly, when ATS's last week finished, being in the lead, that lead was less than the lead previous stream. Which, to be honest, with the competition is good, nice and close. Fine. That's what I've always wanted. We're getting close to it. And it is making for an interesting read for me. I don't know about you guys, but I actually enjoy seeing how big the lead is from the previous week and stuff. Whether it's been increased or decreased. My headphones hurting my ear. Headset hurting it. Should say. Headset is the word, isn't it? These days, not headphones. Mind you, in the headset imply a microphone, which it does have actually, so yeah. Ooh, someone's lost this money. What river's this? Someone tell me, if you could, in chat. Yeah, I like it. It's nice going through somewhere we haven't been. Oh, look, there's even a place you can stop and have a look. Take a video of it. Actually, the look of the water and the look of the way it is, it sort of gives you more of that an estuary type deal. Like we're by the sea, which I don't think we are we? Nowhere near it. I'll remind you, I suppose I should have looked. There would have been a. Usually is the name of the river just by the start of the bridge, isn't it? But I missed it. Midas. We do have them here, if you're wondering. And if you weren't, well, I've just saved you from ever wondering. Is my truck in that reflection? Seems like the scenery is. But I'm a vampire truck, ladies and gentlemen.
Go straight.
All this time we thought it was the hurry up Rigolove. Yeah, that I might need a new mouse. That key, that button. Want a Fanta? No thanks. I prefer the Mirinda actually over the Fanta, if I'm honest. Yeah, that key that does that, the button on my mouse. As you saw it, it's doing that there. Which, sorry, probably make you feeling disoriented and sick, but I'm not doing it on purpose.
Go straight.
I think it's a bit worn down. The Lone Star State 18 of 30. And it's probably because it's, like I said yesterday's stream, but this is for those who weren't there, it's the reload button on my Call of Duty. So it's got a lot of use out of it, because as a typical Call of Duty player, I reload straight after I've shot someone, not when I've run out of bullets. My best guess is Pecos River, is it? That area was really nice. That's what reminded me more of an estuary, something you'd see by the coast. In fact, it reminded me of some of them around here. As in New Zealand, not where I live directly in New Zealand. I mean New Zealand as a whole, as in around here. The new Mr. Vegas.
Go straight.
Oh, it is hurting my ear, eh?
Stay
For some
left,
reason, I
and then
mind you, it
turn
did.
left.
Yeah, let me just, loosen it up a bit.
Left.
I did actually the other day, I think I thought it was too loose and... Ooh, what's that? Oh, okay. But that would make sense then. Might look like that. Still, it was nice. Liked it. Liked that area. It's a Holiday Inn. It's not. Oh, hello. I've just seen the amount of money in our bank at the moment. All right, let's get into this lane and hit the escape button. Yeah, it's nice going through places we've never been before. It really is. Okay, Canada. Let's take a gander. Saskatchewan, Manitoba, and the other one I thought would be down here somewhere. Is it Maine? Is that part of Canada or is that part of... No, that's part of the US, isn't it? Yeah, Maine isn't. I forgot to mention Maine. So, but that's it. It's either Saskatchewan or Manitoba. And after this choice, we've got no choice in Canada. Because there'll be only one. We'll be highlanding it in one of these ones, whatever's not picked. So, vote away. Saskatchewan or Manitoba? 30 seconds. We've already got one for Saskatchewan. The home of corner gas. Any other votes? We'll see if there is one in Maple Creek. 10 seconds. Done. Okay. Virginia is the only, or Saskatchewan. Is that the road? I said they've got the road through there. I've never noticed that, but you can actually see the road. Very light brown. You can't get, looks like you can't get into Montana through there at all without going to Alberta. In that case, we'll go there. That's interesting. That's a long way round, isn't it? Disappointing. As I said earlier, the model isn't looking at adding to this at all, which is a shame. Because it would make more sense. Wouldn't there be a road through? I mean, why wouldn't there be a road through there? Exactly, there's got to be. I mean, it would make sense. You've got to get to here and you've got to get to here. I can't see the road. Maybe if we look on the proper map, maybe that's the main road. The major road. Major highways, byways, all that kind of stuff. Mind you, it looks like it stops there and doesn't go into Montana. Oh, hang on a second. No, it's through there. I thought maybe it's just not on the actual vanilla game ones. Anyway, I'm sure it'll be there. Oh, hang on. Is that number 39? That's garage number 39, is it not? Let's make sure. Before we get all of them. Yeah, okay, so one more to go. In both games now, one more to go. Which will be interesting. I'll get a new truck. And I wonder if we can get ourselves a... Girl trucker here. No, I think we've run out again. Oh, there we go. Nice. That's all that sorted out. Let's carry on. Well, one more place left in Canada, and Canada's all done. We're getting on. As in, not really all done, is it? I mean, once we filled up every country, then obviously we'll be going back into places and finding different cities to put our garages in. Because we've still got another What have we're at 39, 40, 61 to go. 61 garages to be bought in both games. Currently at this time. I'm guessing he's doing that because it's going to merge. Well, that looks like a nice walk. The ETA sneaking up a bit, isn't it? The ranch. All your dressing needs. Yeah. Whoa. Moron. Now watch me do it. Yeah, once again, the timing wasn't good, was it? But apparently I'm just luckier. Things appear closer than they appear, apparently. For me. My brilliant eyesight. What's me? Still at 77, 75, perfect. I think it's the first time I'll be able to hit the speed limit too. On this delivery. Oh, they're going to add another inspection thing here, are they? Well, that's awfully close. I was wrong. It wasn't awfully close. It was right on it. Come on, surely I can get off this. Nope. First gear? Nope. Nope. Am I making it worse? Probably. Knowing me, you did most definitely. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. And I pressed the wrong button. I saw it and I went, oh, that's awfully close. Actually, it looks like I'm hitting it. Oh, well, I'll just stay there because maybe it doesn't have a collision. What damage did that do? Not much. Quite frankly, it shouldn't do any damage at all. Look, I'm a truck. Well, they made of plastic. Apparently not. They made of titanium or something. Or the same stuff Homelander's made out of. Right, one more truck is what we need to equal ETS, and we're almost here at $97,000, despite the little delay and depression that crept in then from my truck. I actually looked at it and thought, hey, I'm doing quite well getting that close to it without them crashing. As well as the other lot. Oh, it's 55. Okay, fair enough. But yeah, and then I thought, no collision. Great. Bang! Right as I thought it. That should have been my clue. Actually. Hello, Denny's. As soon as I thought no collision, that should have been my clue. Hang on a second. Weird setup. Button's giving me wrong gears. I should have said to myself as soon as I said no. I should know better, get away from it. (8:05 p.m. Come on, we've got to get that down. The 7 o'clock is perfect. We need to get that down to 7 o'clock, not up. Just weird. I've noticed it a few times now with the ETAs that they're going up. They used to go down. Why are they going up now instead of down? We used to get them the ETA time to come down. Despite the fact, the obvious of crashing and trying to get off the thing we crashed into, not helping the situation. Reminds me of this town, reminds me of Te Awamutu.
Go straight.
Look it up on Google. That's what it reminds me of. Right, let's go. Let's get back. Let's get back into the flow of it. Let's hit that 77 speed limit. An attempt to go back in time on the ETA. No, was it? Was it here, was it? Famous for it, was it? I didn't know a thing about it. Purely because you know me, I don't watch the news. Let's try and stay within the lane, eh? We sort of know what happens when I don't. I like that. I like that in the middle of the two directions of the road that you get that right in the middle. That makes sense. Instead of having one on one side of the road and one on the other side of the road. It would save money, wouldn't it? Surely. Yeah, I'd say if it got, yeah, I was thinking that because I thought if it got coverage, it's always the worst ones that get coverage, eh? But it is a bit too regular in your neck of the woods. Just my opinion. Oh, I might know that one. I might have actually seen that now you said that. I think I saw an interview where someone was there about the whole thing. So that was there. See, I remember that. The police didn't go in straight away. They just sat around and did nothing for a while for some reason. I can't remember what excuse they came up with. I think they interviewed someone who was on the phone to 911.
Turn right.
To a 911 operator.
Turn right.
No, she'd rung her partner. And the partner rang 911. They interviewed both of them. Oh, right. I remember now.
Stay left.
Oh, it's 65. I thought it would get back into the 70 with a bit of hope. Is it actually, is it that one? Because where was the shooting? Was it a school shooting? What'd you say? School shooting last year. I thought, yeah, maybe I'm thinking because I thought they were in a convenience store or something, supermarket. Actually. G'day AM, mate. Yeah, good afternoon to you, sir. I mean, good morning. It's still going on. Oh no, it's 11. No, almost midday for you, isn't it? I'm good, bud. Doing well. By the way, there's an update to Coast to Coast recently. Another one. FYI for you. And you only. Forgot to tell you, didn't I? I said I would tell you, and I've just remembered now that I said I'd let you know when there was an update. But I'm sure I told you were in stream when there was the update for 1.48. But yeah, there was an update a couple of days ago, which I found out. Rain, hello. I was hoping we didn't have a complete stream of sunny weather. I like a little bit of a variety. A little more, I can bypass. I haven't had to go on away for ages. A little bit more sunshine than rain is fine, but yeah. Not all the whole stream of one or the other. Nice little mixture. Suits me to a T. Shirt. Put it on a T-shirt. Here we go, here comes the rain, here comes the heavy load, and here comes the cornering. Attempted cornering. The conditions where my truck decides where it wants to go, not where I want it to go. Get your scissors ready, Causey. It's a very low visibility. Drifter, yeah, well you should have been here earlier, mate, but I didn't even have a trailer on. I just touched the brakes because the speed limit changed and the back end slipped out a bit. Come on, get out of the way. $20 under the speed limit. Come on. I thought it was the mod. This is really amazing. What am I driving? Chat insane. Goes without saying. It's still the Kenworth, mate. Not for long, though. Get the hint, bus. One more garage. The next garage we buy, then we're saving up for a new truck. For me to drive. Speaking of which, just saw the money. I've forgotten about keeping an eye on the money so we can get trucks on the road quick as possible. Let's buy one from Wisconsin online and send it up to Saskatchewan. All the way to good old Virginia. And can we find Regina to go to Regina? I don't know. I doubt it. I think we had a good amount of woman choice today, hiring today. Just look at that money coming in. Oh, yeah, well,
Right.
I would if I could, but I can't, so I shan't, alright?
Turn right. Stay left.
I don't like the fact that I can't see me, you know, hang on. Right, that's better. Side mirror properly. But it's because my camera wasn't straight. So we're now equal with ATS. Well, actually, we've got more money. So ATS is definitely in the lead, and I'm speeding. So as I said, now it just comes down, as I said yesterday. So I actually predicted something, and it came right. There's a first. Who could have predicted that? It's known by how much ATS is going to be in the lead this week. Not 55. Whoa, 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 there we go. Just, jeez. Cool Karma Collector's my middle name. Yep, I got 3 middle names apparently. Yeah, and they would have been used if I hadn't, when I got down to 13th gear and going, it's getting closer, and actually had the sense to quickly change the range, so it went straight into 7th gear. If I'd stayed in 13th gear then, I changed down quickly enough to slow me down a good amount. Oh, it's our first one, which is on, yeah, it's on the left-hand side, and it is on the left-hand side. Yeah, it's here. Sorry, mate. Didn't realise you were trying to get out. Sorry about that. Yeah, if I stayed in 13th gear, I would have hit it. Most definitely would have hit. Which is a good thing about this game. I don't know why it doesn't do it in ATS. Well, I think it might have started doing it after I lost everything and redid the settings and whatnot, but I remember it never used to. With ATS, to get into a lower gear in the lower range, I just had to press the button. With the clutch in. The main thing, with the clutch in. With ATS, I'd literally had to take, even with the clutch in, I still had to take it out of gear and put it back into that gear.
Turn left.
Oh, this is fun, isn't it? In this weather. How's your side, Wendy? I'm going to push my way out. Now up to 8:15 on the ETA. What's the time? Almost 4. So much for oh, we might get a small. It's 2 hours away, you know. We'll drop this off and have our sleep. and see what the time is for me and go from there. We might be able to do a short delivery. What time did I finish yesterday? Anyone remember? Ad's about to start, by the way. Yeah, so did I. There was a way for me to check. I'll do that when we get to this delivery. Starting to clear up. $151. I'm keeping a close eye on that cash. I mean, I know we're already ahead. Oh, so close. The 78, not the 7. There we go. Already because we've got more cash, but I go by trucks. That's my official measurement for who's in the lead, and we're now officially, by my measurement, going to make ATS the winner this week. It is now official. I don't think if we... No, not one. Again. In a world that has more women than men, we're struggling to find a woman. Just every guy's problem, really, isn't it? And let me just quickly check while we're in this screen. I'll quickly come over here. I will right mouse click on that. No, apparently I can't do that. Right, okay, that's not going to work. How about if I right? Yeah, I can do it that way. Nice. Take a gander at yesterday's time. No, we didn't cause the... Actually, it was about 4:40 in the afternoon for me. 3 hours and 40 minutes on the time of yesterday's video. So that makes it around about 4:40 in the afternoon for me. 40 minutes away. Behind the times. And you're lying to me. Still got 10 minutes to go before it's midday. If we can eat lunch. Which I didn't have a very big lunch. I'm actually feeling a little dizzy, so unless I snack away on some chips. Where's my chips? Where's my potato chips? Oops, speeding again. Slow down. Slow down. There we go. 67 is the best you're allowed to do. Pringles. I haven't had Pringles in a long time. I like Pringles, but I'm still... Potato chips are my preferred.
Stay right. And then exit right.
Snack. Oh, come on, get out of my way. Let me slow down for you. Hurry up, hurry up. Oh, I've stuffed. Oh, he turned that way too. Oh, is he stopping? That's... Oh, I thought he was. He is now. Gave him no choice. I really thought he was stopping. Bringing you more realism, because that would have happened in real life too. We all know. We've probably all seen it happen in real life. Okay, so why does it tell me to not take that turn but this turn? I don't know. I'll trust it for once.
Stay left, and then
I've even got a choice. I've also got corn chips. I've got some Doritos here, but that goes for tonight's dinner. My nachos. Can't wait. Oh, I so look forward to it. I have it all the time now, nachos. All the time. It's so good. I make 4 nights worth. I'll be making 4 nights worth, so I can have one tonight. Was going to have one tomorrow night, but it's my sister's birthday tomorrow, so we're going for a dinner because she's down here currently. I see. I can see it on my phone. Ads. Equalizer 4, 3, whatever it is. Wasn't in gear, get into gear, get into gear. We're also going to need some fuel. What's the time?
Go straight.
Yeah, you're making me hungry. Like I said, I was getting hungry, and now I'm thinking about the nachos is making me hungry. But I've got plain chips up there, salt and vinegar chips. Or the Doritos, Thai chili. Like I said, that's for tonight. Tomorrow night will be worth it because I won't be cooking and it'll be amazing because my mum's cooking it. Hopefully a roast. Thanks. No Dunkin' Donuts. Appreciate it, Causey. Domino's. I might as well mention it because I know if I don't, Causey will. KFC again. Oh, KFC would be really good. Oh no, I can't do that. I've still got a sirloin steak in the well, 2 of them actually. 1, 2. 2 of them. Porterhouse, whatever they call it these days, in the freezer. Yep, just like every town. every town has a McDonald's, a KFC, and a Burger King and around here. Every station, and garage station, petrol station in between those towns and cities has a McDonald's or a KFC or a Burger King attached to it. Or a Subway. Yeah, I pulled out the mints last night and that's got, I can't remember if I actually froze it on the same day, but there's only 2 days left on it. Pork mints as usual, because it's just so much nicer than beef mince, ground beef, what do you guys call it? Especially with nachos, it's amazing. Amazing. So I need to cook it. That's the problem, I need to cook it. Otherwise I would have actually tempted to Uber Eats and some McDonald's or a KFC or something. So I really am missing a KFC. You all know how much I love my KFC. But I need to cook that. Mind you, what I could do is I could still do that, cook the nachos and put it in the freezer. Actually, that wouldn't work either because the container I've only got one container, which will fit. Fits the 2 nights and wouldn't fit anymore in. Yeah. Oh, I can't afford bacon, mate. It's well past my means, my budget. Hello, 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 what's this? Is this what I think it is? We're not at Houston, are we?
Turn right.
It's sort of at night, that's what it sort of looks like. Whoa, 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 whoa. It looks like a launch pad to me, but no, it's too small and too close to a lot of other things, so I doubt it. Welcome to SpaceX.
You have arrived at your destination.
Where's this go? You're kidding me. Where's my button there? I've got a funny feeling. Because this is this. Oh no, no, that's fine. Okay, it goes there. Holy heck, this is going to be tight. Can I drive over that? What is that doing there anyway? We'll find out in a second. Actually, let me change that down. We'll get into a much lower gear. We'll get into 5th gear. I don't know if I can actually be able to get that round that. Are you seriously telling me that some timber is stopping a truck from moving? Nice. Mind you, what am I doing in that view? Let's get into this view. Well, this is going to be interesting, isn't it? I never thought I'd see the day where a pallet would be the nemesis for a truck. Are you serious, game? Very serious, apparently. A pallet. Essentially what that was causing all that issue. Oh, this is going to be fun, isn't it? Let's get that window down. I might have... Did I accidentally... No, I didn't. Whoa, okay. Straighten up a bit. God, this is an interesting... Never mind the bricks. slowly does it. Get a little bit of an angle so I don't back into the... hit the bricks with the truck at least, but still have an angle heading towards that. And we can straighten up. Still going a little quicker than I wanted, but I'll work with it, I'll work with it. Enter Ace Ventura. Right, let's find somewhere to sleep for the night, and oh, well, that ain't gonna be hard, isn't it? Right there. Mind you, there would be perfect. I think we didn't we already fuel? I don't know. I thought it looked like we need fuel, but then I'm thinking, oh, it's half a tank. Oh, we're all good. We're all good. We're all good. Let's go. Let's just hang on. Let's just straighten that up. Let's change that to 7th gear. No, yeah, not to do. We're moving. It'll work. I've got it under control. Don't worry about it. It's fine. So it's all done. And we'll sleep for the night and go from there. What I do. I'm humming and hurrying because I actually need a break over whether or not I'll do another delivery. To be honest with you, I was sort of thinking, oh, okay, I'll go to 4:30, sort of get close to ATS. That's it, I am handing my license. I assume there's supposed to be the word in there somewhere. Handing in my license or handing my license in? Take your pick. Holy... Oh, it's a nice area, isn't it? Look at that view. I didn't realise we had that lovely view. It was? Are you serious? I mean, it makes more sense by the sea here. I can't remember where we made this delivery. And that's what it looks like. But I thought it's a bit too close to the industrial areas. Maybe it's just where they build it. They don't actually lift them off here. Mind you, still, that's quite nice, isn't it? I didn't even realise we were here. It's too dark to see. Anyway, let's buy some trucks and see where we're at. After we've spent all our $500,000 and well, 570, buy online. It's definitely okay. Nice. I really do need a break, so I've got to make a decision whether I will do one more delivery, one more short delivery, or end the stream here. Where are we supposed to be? We're up here in Saskatchewan. We're definitely going to fill that up. Holy heck. Okay, I know what I'm going to do. Does it make sense? What have we got? 268,000 left. So we need to now buy the trailer. We know what trailer we need, which makes it nice and easy because we bought that one last, so it's now that one. That one goes all the way up to there. Yep. And then did I actually put drivers into those trucks? I don't think I did I? We need 2 drivers. Oh, good, Genevieve. Welcome aboard, love. Mosey on up to Saskatchewan there and make yourself at home. And Patrick, you'll do the same deal. We need to also travel to... Where's Garage Manager? We need to travel to the one up there. Map there. Oh, hang on. No, that would make no sense because... we'll see. Okay, we'll go up there. We'll travel up there. I really need to go and have a break. I'll be back in a sec. Oh, I'm back. Obviously, you can see me. Oh, hang on. Did we... I don't think we added a company. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 on that side. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 6, 7, 8, 9, 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right, we'll see if we've got any interesting companies we can add in around here. Also see what deliveries we've got. We've been through here before. We don't have much of a choice. We've got to find probably what, if we can find one that goes to one of these two places, it'd probably be ideal. Let's have a look. Free market. Okay, we're with all of them, I believe. I'll double check. We're definitely with BNSF, I'm sure of that. They're on our list. They are UPSs, FedEx. Oh, was FedEx actually? Yes, FedEx is. And UOP is. Oh, yes, it is. Alright, we need to find another company. Evergreen. I think we were them too. Yep, we're with Evergreen. With all them too. I think we're running out of ADM. I'm pretty sure with them as well. With all them. Come on, there's got to be some... Turner, there's one I've never heard of before. They're added. Nice and simple. We pretty much got to do another one because we're coming up to the 40th, isn't it? We need another $200,000. And there we are. We'll be hitting 40. Oh, no, that's not what I want to do. What am I doing? Wake up. Actually, let's have a quick look here. Yeah, no, look. Causey. Oh, no, there's one right here. Look at that. Look at that. That was a good choice then, wasn't it? That's Montana there, isn't it? Is it not? Sunshine? You can confirm that for me. Sure. The other way is definitely through there. That'll work, yeah. Glasgow, Sydney, Glendive. That was a lucky choice. All right, so what were the options? We only got, and they all look terrible. That goes through Montana. They are too long, aren't they? So I think my mind's just been made up. See, I decided to carry on because I needed to go to the toilet, to the bathroom. And I thought it'd be rather stupid to having to go. I really need to go, so I couldn't do my outro. Because I've been holding off for a while. And my bladder was going, no, you're not doing this to me anymore. So I thought, well, in that case, I might as well go to the bathroom, come back and go on a little longer. 10 minutes or 15 minutes would be good. But doesn't look like it's going to be like that. We don't have a short delivery, so I think that's pretty much stopped that. They were going to have good options next week when we come back in. That one I like the look of, but then again it's all up to you because we go all the way through Montana, which we've been through. Be nice to go that way, but apparently... But still, I do miss Montana. It is one of my most favourite DLCs. We also got one that goes right through into Colorado, so we get to go past a couple of places we've never seen as an option. That one there goes all the way up into Alberta, which we... Then we've got a huge long one for 36 hours all the way into North Carolina, going through some areas we haven't seen. But that's next week's decision. I will leave it here for this week. Yeah, no, the payday is amazing. Absolutely amazing. And hopefully it will be there. It will. Geez, what's going on with me? I don't know. Old age. Who knows? It will be there next week. So what I will do, though, while I'm here, let's get this out of the way. Number one, do this to remind me that we're in this view. Well, not that. Crash cam when we come back next week. No doubt when I come back in, it'll be in this view anyway. It doesn't leave me in crash cam. Hence the reason why I got the two mirrors up there. Because I've actually trained myself to check for how many mirrors are up on the screen to let me know where we were at. But we're full up with diesel, so when we come in next week we're ready to up and go straight away and we can bypass this operation and not worry about it. For some reason I was pressing the button to start the engine to try and fill it up. Even I have no clue as to why. I decided to do that. Right. All fueled up and ready to go for next week. But, yeah. Okay, so this is how we ended this week. As predicted, ATS taking the win for this week. We've got $233,223 in our kitty. We currently need another 200,000 so we can get a new garage, which probably, if I remember, next week, which I won't, but I need to put a poll up to see where we're going, Mexico, Canada or the US. I ideally would like to go to Canada. I'll leave it up to you, but I am going to try and coerce you, and you guys will forget by next week as well anyway. So we can get the last of Canada done and we don't have to worry about Canada anymore. We have 39 garages. We're currently going for our 40th, which also means next week we need to save up. No, actually we need the 280, not the 430. So we only need another 50 grand because then we buy the 40th garage. Then we need the $500,000 budget for my new truck. So next week you guys will be voting on my new truck as well as the new garage location. Oh, you guys got some work to do next week. Don't envy you. And we've got 195 truck. So what we got 2 more trucks in ATS than we do with ATS, essentially. I mean, a lot more money, but, you know, I go by the trucks. So, which is exactly what we had last week. So it really hasn't made... If I look at the money, let's have a look at it. Okay, so maybe with the money, ATS has pulled out a bit more of a lead. There's a big difference between the money as well. All right, but needless to say, is that 3 weeks in a row or 4 weeks in a row now that ATS is leading? So it's definitely pulling it back. By the looks of it, making a little bit of a gap there. So yeah, I mean, like I said, we've had it. It's been one. It was ETS that started it in the lead when we first started. Then ATS for about a year. Gave up on ETS, sort of won't win this competition. ETS came back and led for a few months. Then we said the same thought about ETS, and ATS came back, took the lead again to the point where we went, ETS has got no chance again. And then ETS came back and has taken the lead for about 6-7 months now. And ATS has just finally brought the lead back about 4 weeks ago, I think, wasn't it? Something like that. This is the second. Yeah, so this is the 3rd week in a row. You know what I mean? There was a conflict mode in between. The 3rd stream in a row of this competition where ATS is in the lead and stretching it out a bit. So that's it for this week's competition. We'll be back for the 3rd week of spring next week on my Saturday and Sunday. For some of you, that's a Friday evening and a Saturday evening. If you want to know your local times or when I'm streaming and what I'm streaming, that's on my schedule page. Go check it out and have a look. Because then you'll find that tomorrow I'll be carrying on with Metro Exodus, which I'm enjoying for the most part. Yeah, so hopefully that'll be tomorrow, unless something happens. But that is my plan. Tomorrow and the next day, Monday and Tuesday for me, beginning of a new week. Was there anything else? No, that's it. No, we're coming to the end. So yeah, big thank you to Aussie AM or Aussie Paramedic, Causey. Perry Pirate was here earlier and we gave him a shout out. Give him another shout out, well, might be a good idea. Go check him out on Twitch. And thank you, Causey. Mike was here, Smoother was here, and Newpie9 was here as well. Big thank you to you guys, keep me company in chat. As always, it makes the stream, I think, makes the stream a lot more enjoyable for everyone involved, people chatting, the streamer and the Lucas as well. Also, you Lucas, thank you for coming along. Hope you enjoyed, all of you enjoyed. Everyone who's been a Gonsall here or watching this after the fact on Twitch Village or the YouTube channel where you can find all my past streams, well, almost all of them, a lot of them, 90% of them, on that YouTube channel, including the ones that are still available on Twitch, but mostly ones that aren't available on Twitch VODs. And you can find a link for that right in chat there, because he was so nice to pop it in there, or you can find it on my About page as well. If you don't want to check it now, you can come back later and have a look. So, yeah, have a look. Go over, see, you might find some things. If you're new to the competition, want to know how it all started, how we got here, that's all there, including all the mods I use and everything else like that. So, check it out. You might find something you like, you might not. You never know unless you give it a go. There we go. All right, guys. Let me get this organised. On that note, hopefully I'll see you in the next stream. If I don't, I'll see when I do. But until then, take it easy, look after yourselves, have a good one. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, whatever's left of it. And for you guys in the Northern Hemisphere, enjoy the warm weather while it's still about. And for us in the Southern Hemisphere, look forward to the warm weather that is due to make its way to our shores, hopefully in the next few months. Bye, go, be gone, enjoy it. And yeah, I'll see you whenever. All right, have a good one, guys. Once again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you when I do. See you later, guys. Bye.